Thank you, Beth, and thank you, Tom, for this invitation. It's a pleasure to be here. Hello, everyone. Happy National Flag Day. Actually, Flag Week. Yes, my name is Dorothy. I'm the primary educator for the Cardiac Cath Lab. And alongside my co-educator, Angelica Mateo, we will, we will explore how the technology and innovation revolutionize nursing education and the professional development in the cath lab setting. Before we dive in, there are no disclosures to report. Here's a brief overview of our agenda. We will discuss the role of technology in nursing education, its application in professional development, and the overall benefits of these approaches. We will explore the use of QR codes, Zoom, the PIC modules, e-manuals, simulations, 3D imaging, gamifications, the EPIC learning dashboard, the mobile apps, and the AIs. We will touch on the paradigm shift and its ethical implications. To get started, let's take a quick poll. So please participate. Please use the QR code, okay? How many hours per month do you spend on professional development? Yeah. So please use the QR code and select the option that best responds your monthly commitment. Again, how many hours per month do you spend on professional development? Is it less than 1 hour, 1 to 2 hours, 2 to 4 hours, 4 to 10, or greater than 10 hours? All right. So the QR, or the quick response results, shows that, okay, oh, still going. Okay. So 25% says 1 to 2 hours, about 25% less than 1 hour, 2 to 4 hours for 19% for 2 to 4 hours, and 13% for 4 to 10 hours. The greater than 10 hours also showing 20%, still climbing up. That's very good. So this kind of activity helps us, educators, to learn the learners, the learning needs, and design education tailored to the diverse learning styles. Technology is dramatically changing how students learn. With mobile devices becoming primary sources of information, technology enhances the efficiency and the availability of education. For example, consider a nurse in the cath lab who needs to access quickly a procedural guide during a shift. So, using their mobile device, they can instantly find and review the necessary steps, ensuring the patient's safety and care quality. The emergence of technology and innovation continuously change the landscape of teaching and learning process. Its application in professional development, like my role in the development of educational content, the role development, collaborative partnerships, inquiry, onboarding orientation, and competency management makes the education seamless. So let's explore the tech tools that we use. QR codes, just like what we used earlier. The QR codes provide quick access to educational resources, instructional videos, and procedural guidelines. The advantage here is that it's easy to use, it promotes on-the-go learning, and integrates seamlessly with other digital platforms, enhancing the learning experience. So just like the picture shown here, the QR code that we use in the cath lab is to submit the cath lab angiography cases that the staff has questions. Then these cases are reviewed during a monthly coronary lectures conducted by our NP and expert, Derek Pineda. So the Zoom, everybody I'm sure are very aware and we have used that. Zoom facilitates real-time discussions, virtual classrooms, and peer collaboration. One major benefit is the ability to record sessions for later review, which enhances learning through repetition and reflection, ensuring no detail is missed. So our Zoom lecture, just like the picture here, like the one, are given by our attendings and fellows, and attended by our staff, our APPs, nurses, CV techs. The lecture is interactive, and they have an opportunity to ask questions. Now, the digital manuals provide comprehensive, up-to-date information accessible from any device. They are easily updated, searchable, and can integrate multimedia such as videos and images. These two electronic manuals are given to our staff as their references, the same as my Cat Lab handbook that received by our fellows. Now, simulated environments offer a safe and controlled setting for skill development. They allow for repeated practice and error correction, which is crucial for mastering complex procedures and building confidence before engaging in the real-world scenarios. The picture here was taken during our mock code simulation, incorporating the Cat Lab emergencies and complex managements. Remember, this is a Jeopardy game from the last conference, right? So the Jeopardy games we commonly use is a game-based education to prepare staff for our surveys. So education games make education more engaging and interactive. This approach encourages creative thinking, improves problem solving, communication, and teamwork skills, making learning more enjoyable. The last time I opened Epic, this shows. So this is a message from our CNE. This is Nurses Week, and also the current practice alerts. So the Epic Learning Home dashboard centralizes important content, help resources, and communications. It includes how-to guides, tip sheets, training videos, and important updates, making it an essential tool for keeping staff informed. Now, the mobile apps and educational websites are changing the way people learn. With the convenience of accessing educational materials at any time, anywhere, individuals can better manage their time and fit education into their busy schedules. The use of interactive content and multimedia integration also makes learning more engaging and effective. In particular circumstances, these technologies can be more beneficial than traditional in-person and written materials. So now here, the mobile apps that we actually created here in the Cat Lab, it's a library of resources related to our practice. The topics include the contact information, educational resources, clinical trials, Cat Lab applications, intravascular imaging, cardiac rhythm management, device training, cardiology skills, references, and links. Now let me take you to explore our Cat Lab educational app. This is the home screen of our app, showing our team, leadership, nurses, APPs, CV techs, assistive staff, and educators. Our monthly educational lecture by our attending and fellows were recorded and saved here. The coronary anatomy shows the syntax score and the coronary angiography teaching module where they can practice in identifying the site of the lesion. And the clinical trials webpage shows the current trials we use and the information such as the status of patient enrollment and primary outcome measures. Device training such as balloon pump, Impella, CardioHelp, and Tower devices are available here. The site can even generate certificates of completion. The useful links to master cardiology skills like EKG interpretation, ABG analysis that provide multiple game-based practice sessions are available as well. So you see here also, this is the calendar of events that we have, multiple educations. Also in the site, we provide references to emergency protocols, the drug references, and links to Mount Sinai Health System or procedural web apps. And the links section is commonly used for the staff for PEAK, AHA classroom enrollment, nursing education practice alerts, Sinai Central, Sinai Cloud, and more. So inside the Cath Lab app is this fancy 3D imaging, right? So the advanced imaging technologies like 3D imaging, 3D angiography provide detailed anatomical visualization. These tools improve understanding of complex procedures and enhance diagnostic accuracy, making them invaluable in both education and clinical practice. So let me pass to Angelica for the next part. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Angelica Mateo. I'm a clinical program manager and one of the cardiac educators. We cover all clinical staff nurses, with me including advanced practice providers. Before I continue, I really want to thank, from the bottom of my heart, Dr. Beth Oliver for giving me the opportunity to stand before you and make it happen that cardiac educators or educators per se would be seen and heard of. Now let's dive into what is ChatGPT, as in artificial intelligence. So technically it's a chat box. It's your virtual assistant that can actually give you information. Sorry about that. Would actually give you information that has been largely inputted by human beings. So it's more of big data that everyone can extract information. Nevertheless, whether they're reliable, accurate or not, but it makes things easier for everyone. So the first iteration of ChatGPT came about November of 2022, and that started the AI boom. This germinal or seminal version can only do summarization, create lyrics, music, and poetry, but that alone is good enough for advancement. 7 months later, 2 months after, so we started November 22, January 2023, what happened now is that it was touted as the largest and fastest and rapidly use of a software application, because by that time, in 2 months' time, there were 100 million users. Just imagine how much that is in terms of money, or how much it's being used by people, especially the young people, okay? Then the first iteration actually featured only what simplicity is summarization, the ones that I alluded to earlier. But the second iteration actually started to see, hear, and speak in different languages what ChatGPT is. Okay, so now, how do we leverage ChatGPT AI in nursing education? We have to understand it or accept its relevance, application benefits for everyone, both for educators and learners or consumers. Also, implementation strategies is very important. Now, we'll be focusing later, what are the challenges in terms of consumers and that of educators? And what is the future direction? So, what happened is, we have to embrace that AI created new dimension to evaluate progress by analyzing performance with immediate feedback. I created 3 media using ChatGPT, and I challenged myself and that of ChatGPT, who's more efficient, effective, and resourceful, and more accurate in terms of presenting. So the premise is create a scenario wherein creating 100 words explaining what is TAVR, which is transcutaneous aortic replacement. So I've given myself 30 minutes to gather all information, which was not enough. Even though I went to Wikipedia, per se, I know what TAVR is, but I'm trying to make it more succinct, more concise. And then I commanded ChatGPT, as a nurse educator leading clinical students, to create 100 words to explain to high school students. In less than 5 minutes, what was generated was a work of 30 minutes on my part. So that was wrong of me to challenge ChatGPT. Accuracy was there, but not 100%. Okay, reliability is there also. So the next thing I asked is, can you create a diagram or a picture to depict the procedure? I use the first iteration, meaning it doesn't have the capacity to create pictures. Instead, what they did is actually, oh, what was that? I'm sorry, it's supposed to be just first. What happened was that it explained step by step the procedural process. So that is generating, the first one was generating explanation. So the second ChatGPT that I worked on was evaluating, it becomes an evaluating tool. How is it? Whatever the learner learned, whatever they read, or what ChatGPT provided with them, I created a tool wherein I asked ChatGPT to assess my learning process or assimilation on that status. So I entered on ChatGPT with this is faster than me, that's why, I'm sorry. So it's now a teaching tool, all right? Because there's no mouse, it would have been easier if there's a mouse, but there's not, it is not an excuse on my part. So I asked Tavid to ask questions one at a time, okay, that would generate the answer to evaluate as a learner, the ability to retain information, and if wrong or right, to expound on the matter. So question number 1 was explain TAVR. Thank you. To explain TAVR and how it differs from traditional and as a surgical application. So as a learner, pretending that I'm a learner, I would say I type less invasive. Technically, I'm correct, but ChatGPT expounded on the matter, giving more insight as to what should be the answer or additional answer, qualifying answers to the question. The other one is, question number 2 is, who are the ideal candidates? That's still question number 1. It's faster. But anyway, there were 3 questions. The last question that I asked was a potential complication, and I just remembered as a learner, possibly blood clots. Instead, it gave an array of circumstances wherein there should be possibly stroke, vascular complication, and that's how it is with ChatGPT. The third media that I'm going to share with you is more potentially better for nurse educators or instructors, because what I asked is, can we go to the third media? So it's more of generating a case presentation, all right, at the same time incorporate clinical decision on the part of the learner. So I said to create an easy case versus a harder case. And the premise and the scenario is a status post CABG or coronary artery bypass patient with increasing shortness of breath, status post removal of epicardial wires. So you're supposed to elicit 3 questions and scenarios, and what would be the explanation. With that, even my typing was even, slower comparative to that of how it was generated. So as it is, ChatGPT is it right now. So I would say that this influenced so much the paradigm shift. How? Reshaping the landscape of nursing education through innovation definitely caused the paradigm shift. It is based on integration of innovation and technology. Number 2 is the use of transformative steps, and it's not just a trend, it's a movement, a rapid movement. And of course, the challenges that face educators and learners themselves. For education, I think I know we have leveled up, because we have mock codes, we have simulations, we have open-ended questions. We're there. We may not have maximized the use of it, but we're there. Just remember, the use of ChatGPT and AI depends on the learner and the instructor. Okay, so there are variables involved in this one. In terms of learners, what are the implications? Learning curve, we have different learning curves, same way as there are different teaching methodologies. So your learning curve is different from mine. At the same time, my teaching methodology may be different from hers because we have different ways of teaching, learning, and assimilating. It is also the cost value. It's it's a financial burden for the institution, but in the long run, it benefits everybody to optimize capability of nurses to be better nurses. And then we need to incorporate advancement as a lifelong learning. So, as an adjunct professor in nursing, what is the implication of AI for me? How can I oversee my students in their writing? How can I scrutinize their writing when everything can be copy and pasted? And that's a headache for professors and teachers all over, right? So now the question is, does AI atrophies your brain? Yes or no? I'm not going to poll you, but it does, because what you know is that there's also other versions when you just talk to it. It would translate in Filipino, most accurate, even the enunciation than my husband, okay? And that's pretty scary, right? Also, it creates more plagiarism because you could take it and copy it, and it can also fuel misinformation. But mind you, I challenged ChatGPT also to create a 300-worded narrative to upgrade the narrative into a high thesis level, and it delivered with proper citation. That is scary. APA at that point, too. That's really scary. So let me continue now. What is the ethical implication of AI? So AI has brought about a wave of transformation that is beneficial to everyone and raises ethical considerations that demand careful observation. Privacy is in question. Why? Big data is there. Anybody can extract it. Anybody can use it for their own purpose. 2, would there be equitable access for AI or your devices or your progression in advances? If I cannot teach it, would my learners learn it? Maybe my learners would be more advanced than me. Would I have the device to do it? So there's such thing as equitable use of AI. The next one would be potential bias in AI-driven assessments. Why? Because what I input into computer or in cloud is what AI extracts. As of now, AI can only extract up to December of 2023 with an iteration of 4.0 or the fourth version of ChatGPT. So that, as it is, I want you to reflect. The synergy between innovation and ethical awareness will continue to progress in shaping competent, compassionate, and adaptable healthcare professionals who are equipped in providing quality care in the ever-changing and dynamic healthcare workplace. That is true, 100% true, right? So let's go into the key takeaways between me and my colleague, Dorothy. It's imperative that we embrace technology. It is crucial to stay relevant and efficient, and that would mean dedicated lifelong learning experience. If we don't learn, if we don't grasp that opportunity, we do not progress. Technology enhances, but it does not replace human connection, all right? And from my generation, connection is very important. With my children, connection is through texting, sending emails, but that has to fuse together to be more efficient and effective. Innovation in nursing education improve accessibility, diversity, and overall quality of nursing workforce. And again, good afternoon, and thank you for hearing me out.